Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining me once again for another Tuesday Talks. This Tuesday we're going to be talking about how we can focus on others. So Philippians 2 verses 3 through 4 says this: "Let nothing be done through strife or vainglory, but in lowliness of mind let each esteem others better than themselves. Look not every man on his own things, but every man also on the things of others." The ESV in the last verse number 4 there, says it this way: "Not looking to your own interests, but each of you to the interests of others." Now I know naturally we can be pretty self-centered. I mean, I've experienced it my own self, and maybe it has nothing to do with you being prideful in who you are, or being prideful in your abilities or success or anything like that, but maybe you just get caught up in life. You get caught up in what's going on in your world and your circle of friends or family or whatever it may be, and in your life, your job, your responsibilities, that you don't really see other people and you don't focus on others. And we all have those moments and those times in our lives where that happens. And it's not a sin to get in those times, but this verse simply reminds us to focus on other people. It says, "Let nothing be done through strife or vainglory." So not fighting and not ever trying to build yourself up in the eyes of other people, but rather look at other people as better than your own self. And also looking on the interests of others rather than just the interest of yourself. I think every morning, I challenge you, and this challenge is for me as well, to wake up in the morning and just think, how can I help someone today? How can I bless someone today? How can I be there for someone today? Because that is so vital and it's so important. And there are people that need you. They need you. They need what you have to offer. They need you. And a good example of how we can help others is, there's so many ways. You can help people financially if you're able. You can help people with the resources that are at your disposal. You can help people with time that you have. You can help people, maybe it's just a friendship and they need a friendship, and you can be there for them in moments where they need to vent or they need to talk or they need advice. A very good example of this is something that my sister and her husband went through not long ago. They had a very large branch off of a tree near their house fall, and it fell on an office space that they have for their business, and it's also the space that they use to homeschool my niece, their daughter. And it fell on the roof of that place and caved in the roof. But not only was it just the damage that it had done, but this giant branch, it was huge, the size of an actual tree, was in their driveway. Way too heavy to pick up and move. There's tons of branches and limbs coming off of this one branch. And one of his best friends, he came out with the different equipment. I think it was a skid steer, and he came out with chainsaws, and also his expertise of how to cut these things down and take care of situations like this, because he's done it in the past. And he spent hours there helping, with the material that he had, with the skills that he had, and with the time that he had. And, basically helped my brother-in-law so much to basically put it all in a pile, and, very, very less of a headache than it would have been if he wouldn't have come and helped. It would have been a huge job if he hadn't have helped. And it was a huge job even with him helping, but without his help, it would have been insane. So that's a good example of how you can help other people and how you can use what you have to help others. So I challenge you again, I challenge myself, how can we help someone that you know? How can you help someone you know? And I'll ask myself, how can I help someone I know? And just wake up in the morning and have that on your mind every morning, because it's not about us. It's not about ourselves. I think God will take care of us. We need to focus on how we can help someone else.